Brownie points. Who is this? If you know who this is, first person to guess right gets a prize. All right. That's enough. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Isaac. Good morning, Aiden. Good morning, Noah. And you are correct, Parker. That was too easy. It was Count Basie. And I put it right in the middle of a piano solo, too. So, yeah, now Chris is coming in with Count Basie. Good morning. Elizabeth. Maddie. Good morning. Some of you are your nicknames. I don't know who you are. I don't know. Good morning, Allie. It is Friday, April 3rd. Here we go. Good morning, Addison. Today's word of the day for Friday, April 3rd is demiurge. Demiurge. Good morning, Liz. Demiurge. Sure. Demiurge is a noun, a powerful creative force or creative personality. Look at that pronunciation. Demiurge. Whatever. All right, it is Friday. We have survived 3 weeks. Oh, duh. Madison Robbins. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Madison. Madison. Well, that almost made too much sense. So, boy, bad news yesterday. Ellis Marsalis passed away. That would be the father of, I'm going to say, the greatest trumpet player ever to live, which is Wynton Marsalis. So his father had many kids. A lot of them are musicians, professional musicians, but he was a jazz guy, professional jazz piano player. His 2 most famous sons are Branford Marsalis, who's a saxophone player. Branford was, I think, the band leader for Jay Leno when he had a show. And then Wynton Marsalis, of course, is the most famous Marsalis out of there, who went on to be, like I said, he's the best trumpet player, I think, to live. He's mastered classical and jazz, and he's the leader of the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra, which, if you want some amazing, like, big band stuff, Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra, whew, that's a good group. Anyway, their father passed away of coronavirus complications. He was older, but still, that's sad. That Marsalis family is huge in the music industry, and especially with jazz today. So condolences to the Marsalis family. That's a big one. So how are you guys hanging in there for week 3? I said in the email today that this week's been real up and down here. It was the beginning of the week was good with the warm. It got colder and moods changed. And it's just, why are you guys texting me while I'm trying to do a live stream? You got to stop that. There's no phones during class, guys. Yeah, okay, whatever. You guys are having a fight there. So just so you know, Parker and Chris are having a fight over who said Count Basie first. So I'm no longer going to pay attention to my phone. Hey, I'm going to try something new. This might be the first time and likely the last time. We'll see. I'm going to let you call in. We're going to let you call into the show. And so if you want to talk, remember, this is live, so I can't like bleep you out or anything. If you want to try, we're going to try this. So the hangout I created, the keyword is all one word, Newell April 3. So NEWELLAPRIL, then the number 3. I've got it written right here. Right there. Okay. If you do that Google Hangout at the end, towards the end, I'm going to let you talk and ask questions or just say hi. We'll get you on the live stream. So you put that in and just hang out in the Google Hangout for now. You need to mute your mic because if there's like 5 of you on there when I go to join, and I won't join till we're ready, then we'll just hear all this noise. So mute your mic, turn your camera off. I don't want to bog down my internet connection by getting all the video coming in. Audio can handle the video, I'm not sure. So mute your mic, turn your camera off. You don't need to do it now. You can join it a little later. And then when the time comes, if you want to say something, you have to stop watching the live stream and start listening to the Google Hangout, because the delay is like 20 seconds. 20, it's a pretty significant delay. So if you're watching the live stream and I'm on there going, hey, 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 Noah, what are you doing? And you're not paying attention because you're waiting to see it on the live stream, it won't work. I'll just hang up on you and try someone else. So when it comes that time, and you're gonna have to stop watching the live stream and just listen to your Google Hangout, it'll be later. I'll give you plenty of warning, but the keyword is NEWELLAPRIL with the number 3. Mute your microphone, turn off your video. Okay, let's get on some information on a marching band. Again, to recap kind of what I brought in yesterday. Camp will be August 4th through 7th. The State Fair Parade August 12th. The trip December 26th through the 31st. Those are not set in stone. That's going to get that on your calendar so you have that stuff kind of figured out. I would say the camp and the Iowa State Fair Parade those dates are probably pretty set. The trip dates could vary by a day, basically, I would say, depending on the game and the parade. So that's information. Section leaders, like I said, those emails have started cooling down. So I'm assuming we've got everybody who's actually watching and who wants to be a section leader. But on next week, probably not Monday, but next week, I'm going to start getting the list narrowed down. So make sure you send me an email. Just send me an email saying I'd like to be section leader. Also, if you're interested in honor marching band, I got to have a list started so I know who to start getting a hold of. And again, if there's someone who doesn't watch this either live or later in the afternoon, and you think they'd be interested in honor marching band, especially an 8th grader, you need to let them know to email me, please. Okay, Star Wars. So we had a tie yesterday. Goodness gracious. So I got 2 things to take care of. 3 things. One, Noah, I'm not gonna read your dissertation on why you don't like Isaac Lyman on live, like on the YouTube live, because it was Isaac. I'm not gonna lie to you. The email wasn't even about Star Wars. It was about you, man. I'll let you guys have that beef on your own. So basically, the highlights from his email was that like the original 3 movies are the best, and you need to shut up, is what it basically says. Oh boy, Noah. I always think this comment's funny. So he says, yeah, Isaac's flattered. Good. So Noah says at the end of the thing, basically to Isaac, do me a favor and watch the original movies with a little more of an open mind before you tell me to do the same. Oh my God. You guys need to get along. We need to have getting alongness. So anyway, there was a tie yesterday. I don't know what to do. I suppose I'm going to have to open that poll back up at some point in time to break the tie. The tie was between the Phantom Menace and Solo. So I have and Mrs. Reiner made a comment. She didn't understand my bracket logic. You can't see it, but you got to trust me. There's a system here. I'm not just doing like a winner goes on to face a winner, goes on to face a winner. Like I have that bracket, but there's also a consolation bracket. So as you lose in the winner's bracket, you get put in the other bracket. And then as you lose in that bracket, there's another bracket. So when we're done, we should, from the voting, I should very definitively be able to say, here's 1 through 11, like have them ranked. So it's a very actually it's pretty complicated, and I'm kind of proud of myself for coming up with this system. It's not even like double elimination, because that would be even easier. This is like, no, once you lose twice, you're still in, because you got to figure out who's 9, 10, 11. Like you got to rank those. So it's a very complicated bracket. So you're going to see movies come up multiple times. They shouldn't ever be against a movie they've already been against. But right now it's so the tie was between Phantom Menace and Solo in the consolation bracket. And this bracket is the losers bracket, which is probably going to end up being 9th, 10th, 11th place, but we'll see. So I got to figure out how to break that tie. This morning's poll, which will be open till 1 o'clock, is Empire Strikes Back versus The Last Jedi. And right now it's 10 votes, 9 votes for Empire, 1 vote for The Last Jedi. So all you original trilogy people people who don't think the original trilogy is that great, you better get on a vote, because you're getting decimated right now on this Empire versus The Last Jedi. Madison likes the prequels and the originals. See, look at you. What do you think about the new trilogy? Have you watched the new ones? Okay. There's your Star Wars update. I'm trying to roll through things pretty quickly, because if we do have 7 or 8 of you who want to talk at the end, I want to give time for that. So again, for those of you, we've had about 12 people join the stream. since I said it at the beginning, so I'll say it again. If you want to try to talk live, we're going to try this and see how it works. You have to get on a Google Meet, and the keyword you put in is Newell April 3, Newell April 3. You just sit there and wait. I won't join it till towards the end. And then you got to have your microphone muted and your camera off. And when a time comes, you need to stop watching the live stream, or at least mute that in the background, and you need to listen to the Google Hangout, because there's like a 20-second delay. So it's gonna be bad if you're trying to watch the live stream. Okay. That's good, Megan Chapman. The prequel like Florida. It's there. We don't like to talk about it. That's right. And some of it's awesome, right? Like Disney World. So that's a good analogy. Prequels are like Florida. It's good. So that's how you're going to get on. And again, let me recap that. You're going to Newell April 3. You're going to sit there and wait. You're going to have your mic muted and your camera off. And then when the time comes, and I'll give you plenty of warning, you need to stop listening to the live stream and go to listening to the Google Hangout. And when you get, if I put you on, we won't be able to see each other. I have my again, I'm trying to deal with one video feed so I don't clog up my broadband, because I'm sure my wife's trying to watch TV upstairs too, which is on the internet. So that'll be later in the program. We got our weekly. I screwed this up so bad on Wednesday. I almost thought about not having a guest today, but she's here. We're gonna check in on the Reiners again, like I do on Fridays. So here we go. Let's see how we're doing. Maybe. Are you there, Mrs. Reiner? Hello? It says you joined. Hello?
You told me to mute my microphone.
Oh, no, you not you. I meant the people coming in at the end. You don't have to mute your microphone.
Okay, can I turn my camera
yes,
on?
Yes, please
too?
turn your camera on. We want to see you guys. You're special. You get to have video privileges. Okay.
Look at that.
Good.
Hang
she
on.
is here. I gotta move things around.
I can't see you though.
I know you won't be able to see me because I don't want to. I'm trying to keep my internet from hating me.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna turn my camera so the rest of the world can see you.
Let's see. I want gallery view. Change layout. Ooh, tiled.
All right. There we go. So what have you guys been up to? We got the dog. We got Dobby.
He's with us all the time.
Yeah.
So
what's new in your life here?
I finished my bathroom project yesterday, just in time for the governor to say, "Hey, that 4 weeks is going to start over."
Yeah.
I've been a little stir crazy the last 24 hours. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, which is a lie. It's just that awkward. Like I just finished a big project, and now I don't know what to do next. So.
Right. I was kind of that way yesterday when it wasn't warm enough to go outside. Like I had gotten so used to just going outside all afternoon that I was like, oh, what am I going to do this afternoon? Watch Netflix again?
I know. I think it's supposed to be nice again this week, which is good.
It looked like 70s maybe even by the middle of next week.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
What? So we need pictures sometime. You got to by next Friday. I expect you to be doing this from your new bathroom.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay, we want to see the tile and everything else.
Okay, it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Good.
I'm pretty sure I could do HD TV.
HGTV.
HGTV.
There you go.
I'm telling you, this is where we're at right now.
That's okay. What? So tell us about what you got. Tell our mariachi people what you got put up there for them.
Yeah, I put up on both canvases, so 9, 10, and 11, 12. I put up Besame. Lucho, I can't words this morning. Besame is on there. There's a video of Mariachi Vargas performing it, so that'll be a lot different than our version, but it's still good just to see, how a big mariachi group performs it. And then I also attached it's a JW Pepper recording of it, so you can watch that.
And that's actually our version, right?
Yes, that's our version. Right. So that should match perfectly. And then I attached all the sheet music for guitars. It's written kind of funny. I explained it in Canvas, but like major chords, like a G major chord might say, or G7 chord might say G major 7. So I explained in there that you just have to play G7, just simplify it. What else did I put in there? I think that's it. So the sheet music, Oh, I put a chord chart in there too for guitars if there's any chords that someone's unfamiliar with.
Sure.
So
And you're gonna
yeah,
add like, is it like a once a week, or is this every other
yes,
week, or okay?
at least once a week. If I can get more in than that, I will. But for sure, once a week. So
Okay.
I'll post a new song.
So, the bracket, you seem confused on Twitter.
I
I
think
explained to her.
Kevin explained that
Okay.
when you said I need to make a consolation bracket or like a tiebreaker or whatever bracket, that was not the tiebreaker bracket. I was like, these
No.
aren't even the same
No,
ones.
no, 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 no. They
So,
but
yeah,
they
Yeah,
did tie.
but, like
Those 2 tied, so I gotta figure
Yeah.
something out.
right, right.
It said, like, "Here's our tiebreak." I have to come up with a tiebreaker. Here's today's
Oh,
first poll. I was
Yeah.
like,
you were trying to
"There's
connect the 2,
that's a new
right?
sentence." Like, those are 2 separate thoughts.
You're
I'm
right.
So,
telling you, it's a rough one this
Those
morning.
were 2 thoughts.
My
Okay,
brain
good.
is, it's a Friday, I think. I don't know.
It is for sure. Anything else new going on over there?
No, I was gonna say I watched. If you have Disney Plus, I watched Inside Out for the first time
It's a good one, right?
last week. It's a good one.
It's,
I
yeah,
really liked it. It
yeah.
talks about, for those of you that haven't seen it, it talks about like it has different characters for each emotion in your brain. So basically it's from the perspective of inside a person's brain. It's just really, I don't know. I thought it was so cute and so interesting.
It's a
And
good
like
one.
good information.
Yeah, it's a good one, and it's about dealing with that growing up issue, and which is that middle school, high school range of you gotta stop
Right.
being you're pressured to stop being a kid, but there's still things you enjoy, and it's still part of your
Right.
personality, and yeah.
And it kind of shows like how emotions just like take over at that age and stuff sometimes without any warning or whatever. I love that. I
Yeah.
thought that was, I don't know, it's just really good.
It's
I
a
would
good one.
highly recommend it.
Good. Any words of advice from the banker over there?
not really.
Okay.
We've had a busy morning. This ice had took power down
Oh.
2 of our branches overnight, so things came back up, but not in the right order and
Oh.
stuff. So we're good now, but it was a busy morning. So
Wow. So what, where did they lose power?
Sioux City and Council Bluffs.
Oh, wow, the bigger ones too. Huh.
Yeah.
They just get more ice west of us than we did?
I don't know. I never heard for sure what it was, but yeah, they
Huh.
both lost power. So
Did you lose power at all last night? Our
No.
lights were flickering in the evening.
I don't know, I don't think so, but though I had to completely reset my router this morning. I had no internet this morning until you saw it. Maybe something did happen. It may be something.
Yeah. Something was weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. Hopefully it's the last little burst of ice or cold weather.
We
nice.
usually get one in early April, that one last hit
Yeah.
of snow or something. So hopefully this is
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's that weird, like you need to mow your lawn, but it also could snow time of year.
Mhm.
It's bizarre.
So good news, we don't have to like think about this. If we were still doing Fiesta Mariachi this weekend, we'd be worried about a plane coming in today and picking
Yeah.
somebody up at the airport.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look
so
at that.
there you go.
When we were walking at Yellow Smoke the other day, we were talking about all the things that were supposed to happen in the last 2 weeks. It's almost just like that was a different, like, it's a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's
it's,
like-
just bizarre.
yeah.
It's like hard to wrap your head around. All this stuff is supposed to be happening right now.
I mean, you and I should be losing
But
our
it's
mind
not.
at school this week.
What?
You and I should be losing our mind at school this week.
Yeah.
Because we should have had the tour last weekend and Fiesta getting ready for tomorrow while I'm
Right.
trying to get ready for IJC next Tuesday. Like this should have been an
Right.
awful
Yeah.
week.
And instead, we're sitting at home going, what should I do?
Now, don't get me wrong. I'd give anything to have that week back. I mean, I don't like not
Right,
having
right.
it, but it feels like it's a different world. Like it's a
It
dream
does.
or
Like, it
it's,
just feels like they're separate right now, or
Yeah.
like we just skipped a chunk of the year or something. It's just bizarre.
I told one of the seniors who was kind of bemoaning the things that they're missing as a senior, and I said, "You're right, 100%." And I can't relate, and nobody can relate because we all had the chance to do those things. Like
Right.
even if I were to say to a senior, "Oh, it's not that big a deal," but that's not fair because I have the experience to judge that it wasn't the big deal. You know what I mean? Like
Right. We had that conversation too when we were out walking at Yellow Smoke one day. I said, I'm not happy we're missing these things, but I can feel like a minor sense of relief from some of it, that it would have been, like you said, this week would have been really stressful. But then I was like, if I was in high school though, I'd be devastated right now at prom being up in the air, which I know Carol and Harlan rescheduled theirs to the summer. So I hope we do something similar.
Right.
But but still, I mean, it's just not the same. You know,
Yeah.
I can't imagine being in that position and missing out on those big events.
Right. And I told that same senior, the consolation prize is we will never forget this senior class. Like, I mean, for all of us teaching right now, for the rest of our lives, we will remember 2020. Like, yes, you
Right.
lost out on a lot of memories that are important, but holy cow, the trade-off is like we always have that in common now. Like you will
Right.
always be that class that
Right.
we missed a chunk of their year. So
Right. It's just so weird. Have you seen on Facebook those posts that are like, just so I don't forget, on
Yeah.
April 2nd, 2020, gas was like
Right.
$1.30. I mean, it's just
I used my
again,
fuel saver the
that
other day and
whole-
got gas for $1.62 a gallon. It was
oh
crazy.
my gosh. It was $1. Let's see. When I went to get my stitches out on Tuesday, and it was like $1.40 something in Des Moines.
It's crazy.
And yeah, it's just weird.
Nuts.
Very weird.
All right, I gotta. That's good talk. It's good, but I gotta get on to other things. So, hey, have a good weekend. Enjoy your
too.
new bathroom, and again, next week I expect you to be live streaming from the bathroom.
I will. I
Okay.
will. I'm gonna go work on my list of other things I need to do now, so I
right.
don't go stir crazy.
All
So.
right. All right. We'll see you
All
later.
right. See ya.
See ya. All right, there we go. Our check in with that conversation went longer than I expected to. That's okay. That was a good one though. It's good. All right, everybody, we're back here. Yes, it was a puppy, Madison. It's a Bernedoodle. I think that's what it is. And you're right. Kevin loves that dog more than anybody else, I think. So I don't mean like more than anybody else loves a dog. He loves the dog more than he loves everyone else. That's how that goes. Okay, theory today. I'm going to be brief because we only got one kind of chord left. So again, major triad. I put a flat here that made it minor. I put a sharp here and not a flat here that made it augmented. The only other kind of chord we haven't talked about is if there's a minor third for both of these. Now, to make that happen, I could lower both of these, or I could raise this one, right? If I raise the root, that makes all those intervals smaller. So that makes two minor thirds and overall a diminished fifth, which would equal a diminished triad. So there's the finish of our chart. A diminished triad is a minor third on the bottom, a minor third on top, and a diminished fifth on the outside. Those are the four kinds of triads you can have. Major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So that ends our week of theory in triad land. We'll do key signatures next week, which would be a little more accessible to some of you probably. Last movement. I got one movement left of Lincolnshire Posy, one of my favorite pieces of band literature ever. I hope some of you have enjoyed this. So the last movement is called The Lost Lady Found. And it is about a young girl who gets stolen by gypsies, and they kind of feared she's dead. They look for her and can't find her, and her lover says, "No, I'm going to go find her." And he travels the countryside all over Europe and everywhere, and finally walks into a tavern or a bar or hotel, something like that, for the night, and sees one of the waitresses, and it's her, and he steals her away, and they're all happy, and he brings her back because while they were gone, they have decided she was dead and that her uncle killed her. So her uncle was tried for murder and guilty, and they were going to hang him. And he brings the girl, and they brought her up to the gallows. Like they were getting ready to hang the uncle, and they said, here, she's alive. And everybody celebrated, and they let the uncle go. So that's the story of The Lost Lady Found. Okay, Parker asked a question. So would flatting the third and yes, correct. Flatting the third and the fifth would be the same as raising the root. So here is the final movement for Lincolnshire Posy, number 6, The Lost Lady Found. You will hear it starts with saxes, oboe, and clarinet. It's got a very dance feel. They do that by accenting beat 1 a lot. So it's going to be yeah, bum 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 ba da 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 dum, yum bum. But you're going to feel that. That gives it kind of a dance feel. So here is the 6th movement. That's clarinets, saxes, and oboe. You hear the brass come in and start helping with that accent punching. So it's just got this kind of dance feel to it. The horns go. The piccolo is going to have the melody coming up here soon. He's a little more melancholy, a little more, yeah, a little different, smoother feel to it, right? It sounds piratey, says Noah. A lot of these older folk songs in 3 have that feel because those pirate songs were folk songs that were dances, jigs. You're going to hear a great counter melody. The horns get this great. Percy Grainger loved horns and saxophones. At 82 coming up here, you're going to have this big counter melody in the horns. It builds back to this. He's going to change where the accents are here. Listen to this. Hang on, it's coming. Yeah, see, the accents weren't on one, and it gives it kind of this weird feel there. Okay, now I want to describe something coming up. It's a good musical term for you. It makes you sound smart to your music teachers out there. It's called hemiola, 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 and that is when it's in one time signature, and it stays in that time signature, but part of the music feels like it's in a different time signature. So coming up here, you're going to hear at 122, if you have the music in front of you, it's going to sound like it switches to 2 or 4 because of the the way he puts the accents in there and the way he writes it. It's still in 3, but it has like this, like the 3 is fighting the 2. That's coming up. That's called a hemiola. And I want to, I did want to read to you the last verse. The last verse is a longer one, so I didn't read it all to you. But the last verse says, after they found the girl and they've got the uncle not being hung, says, and from the high gallows they led him away. The bells they did ring and music did play. Every house in that valley with mirth did resound. As soon as they had heard, the lost lady was found. That key word there is, the key phrase is the bells they did ring. So you hear the end of it, he does that, and he puts all the mallet instruments in, chimes and bells and xylophone, and the end just sounds like bells, which is kind of a cool effect. So here's the end coming up. We've got the hemiola followed by the bells section here to finish it all off. There's the hemiola. Here's the bells. And there it is. That's the end of Lincolnshire Post. It is like I geek out on this one. It is one of my favorites, and I could do hours and hours on each movement. He's such a master of writing music. That's so fun to play, and it sounds so interesting, and he does interesting things with it. He's an interesting character too. He was, like I said at the beginning of the week, you look up Percy Aldridge Grainger, he had an interesting life. We're coming up on the close here, so now if anybody wants to be joining in, you should be getting on Google Meet. The keyword is Newell April 3. You can sit there and wait, and you need to, I got a couple of you there right now. I'm going to join you in a minute, but you need to mute the live stream and have your mic and your video muted, or your mic muted and your video off. And when you need to start listening to the Google Hangout, and I will bring you in, and everybody else will hear you, and you'll be able to hear me, but won't be able to see each other. But I'm going to be ready to go. So I'm just kind of stalling while that 20-second delay from me saying that we're getting ready to go gets to you. Remember that Star Wars voting is today. Keep going on that. We'll have it up all weekend. We'll have a lot of the bracket done by Monday, and then I will see a lot of you good on Monday. So let's see if we're ready to. I'm going to go ahead and join. I hope all y'all's mics are muted. Here we go. All right, everybody's mic muted. We're going to bring in Noah first. Noah, can you hear me? Noah, are you there? Noah's not listening on his Google thing. Noah, are you there? Okay, we're skipping Noah. Parker, if you're there, unmute your mic if you can hear me.
Hello.
Hey, Parker, followed instructions. Good job, Parker.
Thanks. I'm smarter than Noah. We all knew it.
Well, Noah will get on here eventually. I know he's watching that live stream, not realizing he has to stop watching that and listen to the Google Meet. Okay, Parker, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's up?
What?
What's up? What'd you get on here for? Did you get on here to say something or to?
I don't know. I just want to say that the original Star Wars are better than the prequels.
Is this whole thing going to turn to a Star Wars call-in hour? Is that this going to be? Now, why do I have two Noahs? Noah, don't you unmute yet. I'm not ready for you. So why? Explain your reasoning.
Isaac said, "Oh no." It's just because a movie has better visual effects doesn't mean that it's a better movie. Like, I would agree, the fighting is probably better in the prequels, and definitely.
It's not probably better, but
yeah, the fighting is definitely better. It's just it's not the same.
And I think people think, okay, you think the prequels aren't as good as the originals, then that means you think they're all garbage. There are redeeming qualities of the prequels. I think the lightsaber duels are amazing. I think they're better. I think the prequels have the best lightsaber fights of any of the Star Wars movies, including the new ones.
It almost kind of felt to me like the first two movies, The Phantom Menace and the Attack of the Clones, kind of felt like a money grab to me almost.
That's how we felt sitting in the theater too. I remember I was one of the people, I waited line because you remember I grew up with Star Wars, and then in 99 or whatever, and when the movie came out, I lost my mind. So I was standing in line. I sat there and watched that premiere going, is this what we wanted? Politics. And so, yeah, but the special effects are good. The lightsaber fights are good. The acting is really bad. And I've read lots of articles about people saying, the people who were on it, because they were good actors. Natalie Portman's a good actress. She's not good in the Star Wars movies, but she has said it was so hard acting when you were acting with a green screen, and that's it. She goes, you can't get into character when you're in front of a huge green screen and there was no actual scenery. The actors have often said it ruined Hayden Christensen's career. Mm-hmm. I think. But
yeah.
All right. Anything else, Parker?
I appreciate the horn pieces you're picking out.
Right. I knew you would. I'm not picking them out, Madison. I'm not picking them out just because of Parker. But you know what? Some of the best music out there, they take advantage of every section, and most composers take advantage of trumpets, take advantage of flutes, most composers write stuff for those more common instruments, so that the compositions that stick out are the ones who write for trumpets and clarinets and flutes, but also don't forget about the middle voices, the saxophones and the horn. So I don't think it's coincidence I'm picking out good horn stuff. The good horn stuff is part of what makes it good, because there's always good trumpet stuff. There's always good clarinet and flute stuff. There's not always good low brass, good horn. Anyway, okay. Thanks, Parker. You can go. We're going to put Noah in finally. Noah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go.
Okay. What's up? I just I rearranged my entire room, so that's something. I did that in this 2 weeks.
So I got 2 questions for you. Why didn't you join when I first asked you to? And secondly, why were there 2 Noah Fredricksons up for about 30 seconds?
Okay.
There?
All right. Well, let me explain it to you. So what happened is I had it on my computer at first because I wanted to use a microphone to make it sound better. But that didn't work because the microphone wasn't working on my computer, so I just switched to my phone. So that's why there was 2 Noahs, and that's why I didn't join.
All right. We'll allow that. Okay. What else you got to say, Noah?
Well, I got a record player, and I got a Frank Sinatra record.
Hey.
4 of them.
So, okay, you got a record player. Do you agree with this? People, old school people. I'm not one of them. I understand what they're saying, but I'm not one of these people who says records were better than everything else. But I do understand what they're saying, and that there's more warmth. Like when you listen to a record, it's a very different sound than a digitally recorded piece of music. Do you find that's true?
I feel like I need a more authentic record in order to fully answer that question, because the one that I have right now, I'm pretty sure that it was just they manufactured it, and when they just slapped on the recordings, they just put it from a DVD. Right. So my grandpa has some older ones, so I'm gonna get them, and then I'll give you a full answer.
And there's something about listening to, I don't know, like if you're into especially jazz, that whole era, the whole big band era. So we're talking the 50s and 60s and a little bit of 70s, also 50s and 60s. If you're into that music, there's something different about listening to that music on the medium that the people were listening to them on. I don't know what it is, but that's just. Now, I wouldn't say about everything. Like, I don't go back and watch VHS tapes of anything, right? Because that's not the same. But the audio quality of those records is the same as a CD. The difference is it's analog, so you do get that hiss in there, or if there's a scratch on the record, it affects it. But the actual recording quality is not less. So I think that's what makes records different.
And I have an old record player. It's from the 50s, and I just need that record. So I'm waiting till this whole quarantine thing is over, and then I'm gonna head down there and grab a few.
All right. Good. Let
So,
me know how
yeah.
that works out. Anything else you want to say?
Yes, I want to say this right now. Zach and I, after this thing is over, we are watching every single Star Wars movie, and then after every single movie, we are analyzing it piece by piece. So, like, we're gonna watch the Phantom Menace.
This
one day.
entire weekend project then.
No, listen. Okay, so we're gonna watch the Phantom Menace, and then we're going to talk about it. We're gonna make notes about it, and we're gonna actually talk about it, and then we're gonna do all 11 movies, and then there's gonna be that's the 11 episodes, and then
Okay.
there's gonna be a 12th episode where we sit down and talk about every single one of them.
You say
And we're
episode. Are you recording these?
Well, we're gonna record ourselves talking about it. We're not gonna record ourselves watching it. We're gonna record ourselves talking
And
about it.
are
And
you
then
putting
there's
these
gonna
up
be a-
somewhere for us to listen to, or?
Zach has a podcast thing, I think.
Oh,
so.
well,
But
let us know.
I want to actually have an actual video, but we're gonna talk about it, and then the 12th episode, we're gonna rank every single Star Wars movie based off of what we put,
Okay.
and then off of our individual list, we're gonna put together a list that
Okay.
both of us can agree on.
Okay, then we'll see how close it is to our bracket list.
Okay.
Anything
sounds
else,
good.
Noah?
Isaac sucks.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Noah. Hey, Juan, you're up. Juan with my favorite little Yoda icon on Google. You there, Juan?
Yo, what up?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, bro?
Juan asked to be a guest on the live stream some morning, and I said he could as long as we set it up ahead of time. What do you got to talk about today?
Dude. About that book I wanted to borrow, I legit want to read it.
Which book was that?
The
Oh,
Neil deGrasse Tyson book.
this one. You know what I'll do? Hey, you know what I'm gonna do, Juan?
What?
I'm gonna put this in my mail. I'm not serious. I'll put this in my mailbox today.
I don't know where you live, bro.
1306 Settlers Lane.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to write that down.
But can you come
Okay.
get? Can you come get it today?
Probably. I
Okay.
can probably drive it there.
I don't want to put it in my mailbox, and now I've got 30 people going to try to steal this book from you. What time? What time do you think you're going to do that?
I think probably I can probably do it at 3 or 4 if I ask my mom real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there this afternoon.
All right.
And it'll be, you just drive by and open it up, and the book will be there. I'll put it in a
Alright.
plastic bag just to make sure it doesn't get wet, but I'll do that this afternoon.
Yep.
Okay.
Just email the address if you can.
Email it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let
'cause
me make a note of that so I don't forget.
I got. All right, bro.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. One of these days, maybe after the quarantine,
Uh-huh.
we should use that telescope and watch stars. Because that's cool.
Are you a big astro guy? Are you like the space?
Yeah.
Are you?
It's dope.
I took it out the other day, and it was a bad night for it because all I could see was the moon. All the planets
Mhm.
were on the other side of the Earth. But yeah, okay, it's a date, Juan. Sometime we'll stargaze
Alright, bro.
together. All right. Anything else?
No, not really.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Juan.
Yep,
And
thank you, bro.
thanks for watching. You're there almost every day. Appreciate it.
Yep. See
All
you,
right,
man.
see you. Bye. All right. That was fun. We'll do that again. Okay. That won't be the last time. I enjoyed that. So anybody else wants to join in next week? Please do. We'll set that up. That worked smooth. I really enjoyed that. Okay. So stay home, guys. I keep preaching that, and I don't mean to be a broken record. Stay home. You got to. Okay. The record I played at the record, see, Noah's going to talk about records. The album I played at the beginning was Count Basie. I think it's from Atomic Basie. Yeah, it was called The Kid from Red Bank. If you like any kind of that big band, Count Basie is just, he's the way to go. He's the actual man. Listen to a little Marcellus stuff this weekend in honor of their father passing away. Branford and Wynton both have stuff out there with their dad. I'm pretty sure there's some videos out there of Wynton and their dad playing together. I'm sure Branford's in there somewhere too. What a great family and important to jazz in the United States. So make sure you email me if you need anything, especially if you want on a marching band or section leader stuff to do. Make sure, most importantly, like I say every week, make sure you're taking care of each other and yourself. I'm going to leave you here with a little bit of something, especially for all the trumpet players out there. Little Flight of the Foo Birds. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you on Monday.